Welcome to another lecture on the English textbook. Today's lecture is on Unit 14, Lingkuan Gorge by Tu Peng Cheng. First, we will look at the unit summary and then go through all the exercises step by step, aiming to develop your understanding. If you have any questions, write them in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. So let's get started. Unit 14, Lingkuan Gorge by Tu Peng Cheng. Summary. Lingkuan Gorge narrates the journey of a materials department chief who is traveling along the path of a future railway through a treacherous gorge in harsh winter conditions. Snow, strong winds, and icy paths make the journey exhausting and dangerous, forcing him to take rest under a cliff. During his rest, he discovers a cave occupied by a young boy, Chengyu, and his baby sister. Chengyu, about 7 or 8 years old, demonstrates remarkable maturity and responsibility, taking care of his sister while his parents are busy with the railway construction work. His father drills and blasts the mountains, and his mother manages traffic along the road. Through his interaction with Chengyu, the narrator observes the dedication, duty, and resilience of the workers and their families. Chengyu refuses to sleep, explaining that a man should never leave his post, showing a sense of duty far beyond his age. The story highlights the value of hard work, perseverance, and responsibility, as well as the importance of family care, love, and mutual support in challenging circumstances. By the end, the narrator is inspired by the child's commitment and resumes his journey with renewed determination to complete his own responsibilities. Unit 14, Lingkuan Gorge by Tu Peng Cheng, Reading Comprehension 1. What is the narrator's job and the purpose of his journey? What physical conditions persuade him to rest for a few hours? Naqad ka kaam kya hai aur iske safar ka maqsad kya hai? Kaun se jasmani halat ise chand ghante aaram karne par majboor karte hain? The narrator is the materials department chief on a railway construction project. He is traveling to ensure that materials reach their destination on time. During his journey through Lingkuan Gorge, the deep snow, strong wind, dusk, and swirling snowflakes make the path difficult and dangerous. Feeling hungry, cold, and exhausted, he decides to rest under a cliff for a few hours to recover before continuing. 2. About how old is Chengyu? What does he respond when the narrator asks, "Why isn't anybody home?" Chengyu ki umr taqriban kitni hai? Jab Naqad ne pucha, "Ghar mein koi kyun nahi hai?" To wo kya jawab deta hai? Chengyu is about 7 or 8 years old. When asked why nobody is home, he replies, "Aren't I anybody, uncle?" Showing his sense of importance and maturity despite his young age. He emphasizes that he is a very grown-up somebody responsible for watching over his baby sister. 3. What work do Chengyu's parents do? Chengyu ke walideen kya kaam karte hain? Chengyu's father is a railway worker who opens up mountains, likely drilling and blasting rock for the railway. His mother directs traffic along the road near the construction site, keeping order among carts, mules, donkeys, and workers, even in severe weather. 4. What job has Chengyu been assigned? Chengyu ko kaun sa kaam sompa gaya hai? Chengyu's job is to look after his baby sister, Pao Cheng, while his parents are at work. He takes this responsibility very seriously, demonstrating care and maturity beyond his years. 5. What explanation does Chengyu give for refusing the narrator's advice to go to sleep? Chengyu neend lene ke liye Naqad ki nasihat ko mustard karne ki kya wajah batata hai? Chengyu refuses to sleep because Papa and Mama say a man should never leave his post. He believes he must stay vigilant and continue his duty, even as a child, reflecting his strong sense of responsibility. 6. What does the narrator do in the final paragraph? What does he realize is waiting for him? Aakhri paragraph mein Naqad kya karta hai? Wo kya samajhta hai ki iska intezar kar raha hai? In the final paragraph, the narrator hugs Chengyu, leaves the cave, and resumes his journey along the road through the gorge. He realizes that a job is waiting for him, and he must complete his responsibilities, inspired by the child's dedication. What sort of child is Chengyu? What attitude does he display towards his parents and his responsibilities? Chengyu किस किस्म का बच्चा है? वो अपने वालिदीन और जिम्मेदारियों के बारे में क्या रवैया जाहिर करता है? Chengyu is a mature, responsible, and observant child. He displays devotion and respect towards his parents, carefully watching over his sister and understanding the importance of their work. He demonstrates a strong sense of duty despite his young age. 8. What change in mood or outlook does the narrator experience in the course of the story? What causes the change? कहानी के दौरान नक़ाद के मोड या नक़्ता नज़र में क्या तब्दीली आती है? ये तब्दीली किस चीज़ की वजह से आती है? Initially, the narrator is irritated, tired, and frustrated by the harsh conditions of the gorge. After meeting Chengyu and observing the child's dedication, the narrator becomes inspired, thoughtful, and motivated. The child's sense of responsibility and loyalty to his family causes this change, encouraging the narrator to continue his own work with renewed determination. 9. What ideas about work does the story convey? What else does the story suggest is valuable? कहानी काम के बारे में कौन सी सोच पेश करती है? कहानी और क्या चीज़ की अहमियत बताती है? The story emphasizes that work requires dedication, responsibility, and perseverance, even under difficult conditions. It shows that every role, big or small, contributes to a larger goal. Beyond work, the story suggests that family care, mutual support, love, and moral duty are equally valuable and admirable. A. Fill in the blanks with suitable abstract nouns. The adjectives, verbs, or nouns given in the brackets should offer clues. 1. He is a man of strength. Strong. 2. The people in this part of the country live in poverty. Poor. 3. Cruelty to animals is a punishable offense. Cruel. 4. He is on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Pilgrim. 5. I have great pleasure to meet you. Please. 6. Childhood is the best period of one's life. 7. Waste should always be avoided. 8. As a parent, my children's safety is of utmost importance to me. 9. As the sun went below the horizon, darkness enveloped the planet. Dark. 10. There is no end to his wickedness. Wicked. B. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate form of the word given in the brackets. 1. My friend did not respond to my letter. 2. He behaved strangely. Strange. 3. Teacher's exhortation had great effect on students. 4. He substantiated his point with valid arguments. Substance. 5. Greedy people will never get any satisfaction in life. Satisfy. 6. I don't think that there is any necessity for you to come again. Necessary. 7. Though his early attempts were not successful, he did not lose heart. Success. 8. I have memorized that song. 9. The teacher permitted her to go home early. Permission. 10. Hubble made many astronomical discoveries. Discover. Third conditional use. The third conditional is used to talk about situations in the past that did not happen and to imagine different results. It often expresses regret, criticism, or relief. Structure. If plus past perfect would have plus past participle. Examples. If I had studied, I would have passed the exam. If she had left earlier, she would have caught the bus. If they had invited me, I would have joined the party. If he had driven carefully, he would not have had an accident. C. Complete the following sentences using conditional sentences, type 3. 1. If you had asked me, I would have told you the truth. 2. We would not have gotten lost if we had had a map. 3. If you had had a daughter, I would have called her Chubby Doll. 4. If the shops had been open, they would have bought something. 5. If Embreen had known that, she would have come back early. 6. We would have sung a song if somebody had played the harmonica. 7. If I had lived in Spain, I would have learned Spanish. 8. If it had rained yesterday, we would have stayed at home. 9. I would have gone if Amr had invited me. 10. If my son had studied medicine, he would have become a doctor. 11. If you had come early, you would have seen a comet. 12. What would Mary have done if she had been late for school? We will first learn the difference between simple, compound, and complex sentences. 1. Simple sentence. Definition: a sentence that has only one subject and one predicate. Predicate equals the part of the sentence that tells what the subject does or is. It expresses a single complete thought. Example: the boy runs fast. O subject equals the boy. O predicate equals runs fast. 2. Compound sentence. Definition: a sentence that has two or more independent clauses, each with its own subject and predicate, joined with a coordinating conjunction, for and nor, but, or, yet, so. Example: the boy runs fast and his friend follows him. 3. Complex sentence. Definition: a sentence that has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause joined with a subordinating conjunction because, although, when, if, since, etc. Example: the boy runs fast because he is late for school. Sentence simple, compound.